Warning, this video is satire and I'm playing devil's advocate here. I literally have a video where I argue that FNaF 1 is one of the greatest games ever, period. So please, keep all the complaints to yourself. No one wants to hear that. Or do comment, that's good for me for the algorithm either way. FNaF 1 blows ass. Well, okay, that's a bit hard, but given all of the critiques you hear about this game sometimes, you would think that Freddy personally has executed their entire families while they watched and listened to George possess Toreador March. But from a different, more critical view, which isn't just pulled out of someone's ass, you can see the cracks and imperfections that this game has both in terms of gameplay, lore, and IRL impact. Then again, not a single game is perfect. If you poked around hard enough, you could find something wrong with any game ever created, regardless of its status. Subscribe, you daft fuck! Seriously, these stats make me cry every time I see the Part 1 general gameplay shenanigans. As I said in the FNaF 2 Go video, I jokingly said that this game is held together by glue and sheer willpower. You know I wasn't joking when I said that, right? Seriously, it's fucking insane. The most famous example is that if you get jump scared and have a low enough frame rate, you can easily survive the entire night doing this. What the fuck is this shit? Imagine looking at this in real life. Poor bastard pulling up and slamming down the monitor for hours on end until suddenly the animatronics grow silent when 6 AM arrives. Now that's just a big one. Look at this. See Freddy here? You can boop his nose. Boop acquired. Okay, let's pull up the camera and move the mouse to that part of the screen. You can still fucking boop the damn thing! This is undeniable proof that the protagonist from FNaF 1 is Green Ghost from Invincible. No wonder Omni-Man made a massive hole in her cranium. He didn't like her Let's Play explaining this and the jump scare. I don't know exactly how this next one works, but if you do some random shenanigans with the cameras, you can make it that you enter the cameras to see your own office in cam mode? Undeniable proof that this is what the player looks like. There's more, but I think you get the point. Matchsticks and glue may create nice looking things, but one spark is all it takes for all of it to come crashing down. Part 2, the lore is kinda ass. Personally, I like the sparsity of lore, but remember, I'm playing devil's advocate today. I'd say that a lot of people might find it kinda annoying as to how bare bones the first game is in terms of story. Nice. As I already said in another video, go watch it, you only have a couple of bulletin boards, phone calls, and Easter eggs. I like the principle of storytelling that less is more, but at some point, come on man, you're just grasping for air while on Mars for crying out loud. Like, anyone remember all of those wacky ass theories that came out when it was just FNaF 1 because there was just so little to work with? Remember Foxy's a good guy? Bet you didn't think about that one for a while. The community certainly did, but the contents of the lore itself is also kind of BS. Okay, I never understood this part. How does one kill 5 kids and it takes weeks until anyone recognizes the odor and visible mucus excreting from the animatronics? It's gotta be something that Freddy Entertainment is just a bunch of stuck-up bitches in suits that try to save every cent possible, or the most inept bastards to ever walk on the planet where their staff do their usual checks, look at a half-decomposed body and say, yeah, that makes sense, or more likely, man, I ain't getting paid enough for this shit, I'm out of here. How did no one over 10 years of this game's existence ever question that fact? It's still, I still don't understand to this day. I figured it out. The cops were bribed by Freddy. That's my new headcanon. Part 3, IRL impact. Okay, I confess. This really isn't the fault of the game itself. Like, why the hell are kids attracted to gore? Guess I should ask myself that since I was still a kid when FNaF launched. But either way, the FNaF community is probably the group that has the most down bad people I have ever seen. I must straight up say even illegal. Every other YouTuber turns out to be a fucking pedophile. Well, I guess that's more of a problem with YouTubers in general, but whatever, I don't care. Also, I went through the liberty of kind of just scrolling through some of the FNaF content that's being produced today. I'm not talking about the good stuff like game analysis or stuff like that. You know those wrinkly looking SFM animations from like 2015 that have literally millions of views on them? What the fuck? Seriously, what is some of this shit? I just can't stand it anymore. Ah!